So start off with the Blues. They started good. The road trip was good. I'm wearing the Blues practice jersey because after the game last night, they fucking need it.
They win or lose. That's the only game. They played 4 games, right?
So 3-2 comeback win against Seattle. What was it? 4-3 comeback overtime win against the worst team in the league, San Jose, which whatever. Then you lose to Vegas, which you should lose to Vegas. That makes sense. So 2-1 on the road trip, not bad. But then they come home last night. They shit the bed. They got some bad calls, some unlucky bounces, but we deserved what we got because we did not look good. 40-year-old Ryan Suter was our best defenseman. That's a fucking problem. The Minnesota Wild goalie scored an empty net goal, which just hurts your pride. Now there's all memes going around because there's some struggling teams and there's lists of, oh, the Wild goalie has more goals this season than insert player that's making $15 million because McDavid and Matthews don't have a goal yet this year. Anyways, yeah, so Blues looked good on the road. Honestly, they played about as good as you can in a loss against Vegas, who it looks like a powerhouse out of the gate right now. Seattle, that was a bad 30 minutes and then a really good 30 minutes. So you'll take it. Shaking the rust off from the summer, first game of the season. And then against San Jose, kind of a bad first period. I think the team that finished dead last in the standings last year, if you're not walking away with at least a 1-goal lead from the first, I feel like you're kind of slacking. Macklin Celebrini made his debut. That was against the Blues.
I saw it. Did he score that goal? Or was that
he scored arguably one of the worst first career goals in NHL history, but they all count.
It was pretty easy. It's like, I'm going to whip this thing.
Yes, Blues look good. Last 2 games, not super happy with. They play the Islanders at home tomorrow. Islanders are kind of hot and cold to start the season. So we'll see. I think it's got some potential to be a fun game. Alex Texier should play. He was day-to-day, but I think he'll be back tomorrow. Not that he's a huge factor in the lineup, but he looks good. We'll also talk quickly. The only other team I want to talk about is the Columbus Blue Jackets. They honor Johnny Gaudreau yesterday at their home opener. It was really good. Just the video of Sean Monahan holding Johnny's son next to his wife, like was his best friend. Yeah. That was sad, but it was a good moment. And then, of course, the opening face-off to start the game, which I'm sure you saw, they left his left wing spot open. Did the Kobe Bryant-inspired clock runoff, the 13 seconds for Gaudreau, which I thought was great. So kind of cool moment. But yeah, it was sad, but I think it was obviously necessary, and it was a beautiful tribute. So I'm excited to watch that recap, even though I know what happened. I'm excited to watch. And then Sean Monahan, of course, scored a goal, and then he points to the number in the rafters, which I thought was great too. Very sad, but I think they can rally around this tragedy and hopefully be fun to watch this year.
No, so, aren't they terrible?
They're not terrible. I think they were a lock for bottom 10 regardless in the league. Even with Johnny. But yeah, I don't know. They got a new coach. They've got some good young talent. They signed some good guys, but yeah, kind of a middling team. They should have got better this year, and I think they still can, but probably not by much. It's just new GM, though, who has had he was the Hurricanes GM for the last years, so he knows what he's doing because the Hurricanes have been good for the last 10 of those 15 years.
Yeah.
They have a bright future, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about them because that's a good tribute. Again, very sad, but it was good.
Let's do this.
The standings? Okay.
Yeah,
all right, we'll go bottom to top, and we'll talk about it's a long season. I'm still confident in my picks, but we'll talk about how Jiff's standings prediction is fucked right now.
I'm confident in mine. I saw the Blackhawks. They're looking good. I don't know what their record. I don't know if they played last night, but I know what their record was before that.
They did play last night and they lost.
Right. They're 1-3.
Anyways, we start at 32. The 0-3 Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, but they look
their goaltending's been horrible. Georgiev, had him on my fantasy team. I dropped him after that first game. He looked horrible, which it's a contract year for him. Typically, players have really good seasons when money's on the line. Not him. He's getting ready to learn Chinese, I think. But anyways, the defense looks shaky. While Cale Makar is still very good offensively, I think defensively he has struggled this year already. They're only 3 games in, and they're a powerhouse. So if they get good goaltending, they're one of those teams that has no problem beating you 6-5 every night.
Yeah.
Who knows? They could win the next 10. They could lose the next 10. We'll see what happens. I'm still confident in their chances, though. Moving up to 31, the also 0-3 Nashville Predators. I still think they'll finish top 3 in the division. Personally, easy to say looking at their record, but I would have picked them to start off slow because anytime you add a ton of new guys, I think it just takes a while for that chemistry to click. I think Nashville, they're still on the right track. They haven't looked horrible. They have been shut out once, but I think they'll bounce back. Just they got to gel some chemistry together, and I think they can. Moving up to 30, the 1-3 Edmonton Oilers. All the good teams are at the bottom right now.
It does like teams always play each other first.
Yeah. Oilers started 0-3. They won in overtime against Philadelphia last night. The Edmonton Oilers have scored, I think, 4 goals, and they've also had 4 goals disallowed. So that's frustrating. Maybe just stay the fuck out of the crease, Corey Perry. But yeah, getting some tough breaks right now, but McDavid, Draisaitl, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Up to 29, the 1-3 Buffalo Sabres, who started the year 0-3 also. They looked really good in their last game. I believe they play Pittsburgh tonight, so we'll see what they can do. The video was going around of Dahlin and Peyton Krebs having a fight in practice, which I don't want to get too high on the Sabres, but the year that happened to the Blues, we won the cup. So, yeah, fight in practice, it happens.
They probably fight all the time.
Yeah, just when a video gets out about it, then everyone freaks out. But it was a good little scuffle, but I both apologize. It's whatever. It was the NBA. Someone would have requested a trade. The 28th spot, the 0-2 Vancouver Canucks. 2 of their first 3 games go to overtime. They start out with a tough road trip on the year, far away from home. They played in Tampa last night, so you fly cross-country first trip of the year. Now you got to play Tampa and Florida, who've combined for 3 of the last 5 Stanley Cups. Kind of a tough road trip.
Yeah.
Don't look terrible. They had an exciting game against Calgary, which they lost in overtime, but they can do. Moving up to 27, the 0-1-2 San Jose Sharks, who are without Macklin Celebrini. There was rumors that he got hurt in the preseason, and then he showed up to make his NHL debut, picked up a couple points, and then they put him on IR. So he'll be back. I don't know. He'll be back, but he's going to miss at least the next 3 games. I think they said he did make the trip with the team. They're 25th. We have the 1-2 Columbus Blue Jackets. They pick up a win on the road. They lose last night in their home opener. Obviously, we've talked a bit about them in this episode as well as previous ones. Hockey is completely secondary to that franchise right now. So they're going to play the games. They're going to do it for Johnny, and they just need to have fun doing it, I think. So their record's not super important, but they've been entertaining so far this year. But 1-2 record. 24th, only playing 2 games so far, the 1-1 Carolina Hurricanes. Both games have been at home. They lost to Tampa, and they beat New Jersey last night, so not much to say about them, but yeah. 23rd, 1-1 Anaheim Ducks. Both games on the road. They open at home against the Utah Hockey Club tonight. Not much to say about them other than their jerseys look really good. The new uniforms, I'm a big fan.
Is that the Ducks?
Yeah.
They sponsor Hooters.
Yeah,
I like them.
I think they look good. 22nd, also only playing 2 games, is the 1-1 Washington Capitals. Ovechkin hasn't scored yet this year, only 2 games in, but he has, I believe, 4 assists. So producing points. Everyone's watching the chase for Gretzky's record, which I think he needs 42 goals. He's probably not going to do that this year, but he should do it next year. Yep, moving up to 21, the 1-2-1 Chicago Blackhawks. They're kind of exactly what we expected. If they can continue with that trajectory points-wise, not terrible. Bedard's looked good. A lot of the new additions are making an impact, so we'll see what they could do. 20th, the 1-1-1 Philadelphia Flyers. Matvei Michkov scores 2 goals in his third ever game, and he looked really good last night. They did fall to the Oilers in overtime, but anytime you can pick up a point on the road, I think you'll take it, especially against a team that was a finalist last year. So up to 19, the 1-1-1 New York Islanders. They've looked like a different team in all 3 games that they've played, which is not very good if you're an Islanders fan, but I think they have the talent, they have the coaching. I think they'll be fine, just shaking off some of the rust from the offseason. Moving up to 18, the 2-2 Seattle Kraken. They fall to the Blues. I forget who else they played. I know they beat Nashville last night in Nashville, and I believe they lost to Dallas the other day. So that's a tough Central Division road trip to open the season as well for them, but they've looked okay, kind of expected. 17th place, the 2-2 St. Louis Blues. I'm wearing the practice jersey for a reason, as I mentioned. 16, the 2-2 Boston Bruins. They've looked pretty good. 15, the 2-2 Pittsburgh Penguins. They're garbage. They've just played some shit teams. 14, the 2-2 Canadians. They've actually looked pretty good.
I like them.
Me too. 13, the 1-0-2 Los Angeles Kings. Despite only having 1 win in 3 games, they actually look really good. Not to go super in depth, but they lost 8-7 in overtime to Ottawa the other day.
I watched that game's highlight, and I think it was Ottawa kept scoring first.
Yeah. It was fourth. No one led by 2 goals the whole game.
Yeah, I was just like, Ottawa Kings.
Yeah. Speaking of Ottawa, 12, they are 2-1. They've looked pretty good. Haven't played a road game yet, but we'll see. We'll see how they fare on the road trip. What'd you say?
I can't name a player on their team. They got
come on, man. They're captains from St. Louis.
Care.
Number 11, the 2-1 Toronto Maple Leafs looked really bad their first game. They got shut out by the Canadians, but yeah, they'll be all right. I don't want to talk about Toronto. It gets clicks, but fuck that team. Number 10, the 2-0 Tampa Bay Lightning. Not much to say. They had a game canceled because of the Hurricanes, so. Yeah. But not really a quality opponent right now, so we'll see what Tampa can do. Number 9, the 2-0-1 New York Rangers.
They're good.
Pretty good. Yep. Number 8, the 3-2 Florida Panthers. They look good, but they're without Barkov and Kachuk right now, so we'll see. They both should be back, though. Number 7, the biggest story in the NHL, the 3-1 Utah Hockey Club. While they did get shut out in their first loss as a franchise, it was only 3-0, and they had quite a bit of chances. Only 20 shots on goal in that game against New Jersey, but New Jersey's really good right now, so that's a fair loss. They beat Rangers and the Islanders on the road, so
that's pretty good.
Number 6, the 2-0-2 Minnesota Wild. 2 overtime losses is what's got them that high, but they've looked pretty good. Obviously, goalie goal last night. It's always exciting. Just wish it wasn't against us. So fuck you, Philip Gustafson. But yeah. Number 5, the 3-1 Golden Knights. They lost to the Capitals the other night, but they've looked really good. Number 4, the 3-0 Winnipeg Jets, who have scored a lot of goals and are getting solid goaltending from their 2-time Vezina Trophy winner. So, duh. Number 3, the New Jersey Devils, who are 4-2. They're the only team, I believe, that's 6 games. But yeah, they look really good. They lose last on the road in Carolina, but other than that game, I would say they've played very well all season so far. Number 2, the 4-0 Dallas Stars, who I picked to finish first in the Central, so they're right on track to do that. And finally, the most surprising of them all, because I picked them to finish dead last, and I honestly think they still will, the 4-0 Calgary Flames. I don't know what's going on in Calgary. I don't know if they're... Yeah, they look good. They've beat a couple teams in Philadelphia, and Edmonton's not bad, but to start the season, they've looked bad. But yeah, the Calgary Flames, first place. So yeah, your standings for this week, people. Do the Blues play before the next episode? Islanders, Hurricanes at home, Jets at home, and then...
The fuck is that?
Oh, that's bone broth.
Is that just like the juice? You just drinking the juice?
I made it myself. Really healthy. Anyways, we'll do another episode before the Blues go on the road to Canada, but they play Islanders tomorrow, Hurricanes Saturday, and then they finish the homestand against the Winnipeg Jets. Not to sound like a downer, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose all 3 of those games.
Who they play?
The Islanders, Hurricanes, and Jets.
Yeah.
we should beat the Islanders, but after, I don't know if we will. Anyways, people, thanks. Ian, if you don't use this one, I quit, because I just pulled this episode out of my ass and I feel like it was pretty good. So, yeah, see you later.